today, much different game than yesterday. What happened differently?
It wasn't that much different as far as competitiveness. Two teams playing for first place, two really good teams, super competitive, and guys both teams got a lot of fight in it, and we just so happened to win the fight today.
You can really see the fight, especially in the middle of the game when
you mean the fight?
The fight. It kind of, it seemed to kind of change the pace of the game. How do you guys stay in it and keep the fight going?
AD's one of those guys that he had a lot of that in him when he first got here, and you try and get it out of him because you don't ever want to direct your stuff to the other team. But in a game like this, when your team needs to see you fight like that, I love the way AD played today. He needs to tone it down a little bit, but his competitiveness is just off the charts, his desire to win, and that's what makes him a good player. He's standing on second base trying to get the crowd going, and he did. And he gets the crowd going, and they help us win the game. So AD was phenomenal today.
Oklahoma State played about 5 or 6 innings of really clean baseball. I mean, just like no errors, bobbles at all. Is it just a continuous pressure that eventually you feel like can make the other team at least show a little bit of a crack?
Yeah, when we get guys on base, all of a sudden pitchers are starting to slide step and trying to get the ball to home plate so quick. And they tried for a couple pitches and it doesn't work. And they're like, screw this, I'm going back to what I've been doing all year. And then they try and throw a strike and they're slower to the plate. And I think we stole 5 or 6 bases again today. And that's our offense, It makes it really, really tough to pitch when you play against a team with so much speed.
You got 7 steals today, set what we think is the single-season team record. Victor, the single-season individual record. The Randy Mazey record, though, is still safe for now, right?
For now. But I'll be the first one to present those guys with the base when they break that record. So I haven't stolen a base in 40 years though, but yeah, I love when those guys run. I love watching them. They're dynamic players, and I'd love nothing more than both of those guys to break that record and then chase each other's record.
Pitching as a whole continues to be pretty good. You got another good start from Ben, and obviously your relief the last 2 nights hasn't yielded a single run.
Yeah, one of the best teams in the nation scores 2 on Friday and 2 on Saturday, coming off of a weekend where they're throwing up 7, 8, 9, 10 runs every game. So yeah, the moving waters from the back end of the bullpen to the Friday starter raised some questions in that bullpen, but those guys sure have answered it.
Before the season, you said you were going to go through a lot of pitchers in games, but the last several weekends, it really seems like you know exactly where you're going to go when you're going to the bullpen.
Yeah, this time of the year, the lineup stays pretty similar. You kind of know who your guys are. You know everybody's roles, and your top 10 pitchers at this point are your top 10 pitchers usually. And those midweek games mean a lot too. That's where those guys that don't pitch on the weekends need to help us win those midweek games. But yeah, the guys that we're running out there now, Short, Braithwaite, Carlson Reed's in the mix, and Sleeper, Chase Smith, and those guys, they've been really solid out of the pen when we really, really needed them to be.
Did you get an explanation for the delays in the 7th? Was there a question? Something was being looked at? Any explanation of those?
Yeah, they were reviewing whether Austin Davis came off the base or not. Was the review, and I actually thought he did. So that was good to not have that one overturned, because that would have been a real kick in the gut, because he ended up scoring. So yeah, and then there was with the pushing and shoving, there were warnings issued, and there was some gamesmanship going on because Ben Hampton was sitting over there in the cold and the rain, and they created a long inning because of that, and Hampton came out and walked the leadoff guy, and it's just part of coaching. It's coaching strategy more than anything.
John, with Hampton, he got himself in a jam twice today, but confidence to work himself out of it.
Yeah, he did. We got a big out at third base when it was 2nd and 3rd, 1 out. Ground ball to Tucker, and he got that out at 3rd. That was big, and pitched out of some jams. His strikeout numbers aren't as high as they've been, but he doesn't make it easy to hit you. So he's doing great. I think did he get the win today? I think he did. It's 6 for him now, and we're just past the halfway point. So he's just killing it. We just got to keep him fresh and strong the rest of the season.
With all the ways that the mental game plays into it, does it give them some confidence too when you go out and visit them, but tell them, hey, I'm not warming anybody up. This is yours to work your way out of?
Yeah, they kind of know when I come to the mound. I don't like to talk a whole lot, you know. I went out to talk to a pitcher the other day, and he was walking toward the dugout and met me halfway. And I was like, where are you going, dude? He's like, you've never talked to me before. So, yeah, sometimes Ben just needed like the old basketball timeout when the other team has some momentum. We just needed to stop the momentum and let him take a deep breath, and he came back and got a big out after that.